you can play in any chapter that you want. So you get to meet people from anywhere.
Phil, what's going on tonight, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Little Christmas edition of the Live. It'll be good. We're joined by my new friend, Nick Lenz from the Central Illinois chapter. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Happy to represent.
Absolutely, man. I know we're going to talk to you a little bit later as we get going, but man, I've got to say I've been really impressed in the work you guys are putting into Central Illinois. Obviously growing up here, living here, there's some great golf courses in Central Illinois that are very affordable. You guys put together a great schedule and are working hard on it, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about it some more. It's going to be fun.
Sounds good. It's been all full steam ahead so far, so looking forward to talking a little more about Central Illinois Tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Phil, this is actually kind of a nice little break for us. I want to say this is the first weekend I can remember since probably last Christmas that we don't have any tournaments.
Zero events this weekend.
Zero events this weekend. So this is the 1 week a year that you can't take advantage of a tournament on the APT. And if you're mad about that, shame on you. It's Christmas. So I don't know what we're going to do with ourselves this weekend, Phil.
Well, again, we got a lot of tournaments coming up in the new year, so I'm sure we're going to be able to talk about those coming up. I mean, we're going to be down in Florida coming up here in January. That's what are we looking at? Almost less than a month away now for that. Two sold-out events down there in Florida, the Disney Classic and Mystic Dunes. Both of those events sold out at 128 players.
120, and we're talking about with the golf course about expanding Mystic Dunes. So if you're on the wait list, there still is hope. So which is good. I know everybody wants to be in Florida in January. It's awesome down there. So and even if it's not awesome in Florida, it's better than where you live.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we do have the Friday 4-ball event. And for those that are coming down to Disney and Mystic Dunes, if you want to get in that, there's probably about 16 spots left right now for that. We do have a lot of single players that are looking for partners. So if you want to get into that event, just sign up. And when it asks for your partner, all you have to do is put need a partner, and we will do our best to match you up with somebody of similar ability. And you'll have a great time. And a lot of players are using that as a practice round for the Saturday, Sunday event.
No, absolutely. Well, I've got to ask you, Phil, what are you most looking for outside of golf, our Orlando trip in January?
Oh, you mean in terms of our whole schedule?
Yeah, absolutely. What sounds fun?
I mean, again, of course, my schedule, whatever here in Charlotte, it's jam packed, except for the month of July when we have a lot of aeration going on around here. But for myself, I've done my best to actually miss a lot of the national events. So I'm going to have the opportunity to get to Omni this year in Pennsylvania. That's a first for me. I was just looking at that week and I'm going, okay, we got a 2-day Triad Charlotte the week before. Casey's got an event on Monday at NCR. And I'm going, looks like I could probably spend some time in Pennsylvania before I go to the event at Omni. So
there's some that stretch, if you wanted to make it, it's a perilous drive from Omni to NCR. When you get done playing, it's about 5 or 6 hours. But I will tell you, that's freaking 3 really good days of golf. Because NCR, that event at NCR, I don't know, Nick, if you've ever been up there to Dayton, it's only about a 3.5-hour drive from us. 36-hole, 1-day event on a Monday, and it is worth every penny. NCR South hosted the U.S. Senior Open in 2005, hosted the U.S. Women's Senior Open last year. It's very rare you get to play any venue that hosts the USGA Championship, let alone multiple. South Course is one of the top courses I've ever played. Just a fantastic country club. It's ranked in the top 100 golf course in the United States, and it pairs with the North Course, which, frankly, if it wasn't next to the South, would stand on its own as a really, really, really good golf course. And so that's a special day. 36 holes, 1 day, lunch in between. It's a great time. So if you've not been to that event, I was fortunate enough to go to it in 2021. It's worth every penny.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about the tour. Again, across the country, we have so many different venues. At a local level, national level, that just getting out to see the players in different chapters, whatever, it's incredible. The friends you make, going from one chapter to the other, they become lifelong friends. That's the beauty of this. So again, getting out there, playing in Ohio, playing in Pennsylvania. Again, my wife will probably be upset that I'll be gone another week, but we're getting used to it now.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident my wife is watching this, so I'm not gonna go there. And the problem is everybody that watches these knows my wife, and so you all turn me in, and then I get in trouble. It's Christmas time, so I'm gonna stay out of the travel thing for right now. But I'll tell you, actually, haven't even broke this to our St. Louis guys yet, but we just landed. We had a TBA private club on April 22nd that I've been working on, and we've secured a one-day elevated event, 36-hole event at Norwood Hills Country Club, the West Course, which for those that don't know St. Louis, the only golf course the PGA Tour comes to every year. There's a PGA Tour Champions event that's yearly there, and it's one of 3 golf courses in St. Louis that's ever hosted a major. Won by Ben Hogan. So
Nice.
Really, really good golf course. A one-day 36-hole event at a great price point, and it's going to be fun. So April 22nd, I really hope you don't have an event that day, Nick. I'm hoping, because I know the Central Illinois schedule's got some gems on it too. And we're still working on a couple of gems together. I know that your partner in crime, Chris, is about ready to knock down my door, I think, a little bit to get a couple of them done, but we're getting close. So,
he just
It's
said, hey, in the chat.
So it's a little bit chilly here, so they got to close the doors. So it's not that Florida weather.
Absolutely. Well, why don't we'll jump right into Central Illinois a little bit. Obviously, you guys are taking over this year, a little bit of leadership change. I know, obviously we're both really good friends with Todd and appreciate everything he did to get everything off the ground. But I know you guys are bringing a new energy and a new direction. So why don't you talk a little bit about Central Illinois and what you guys are thinking and what people can expect?
Yeah, for sure. Well, one, we want to thank Todd for getting this on the ground. Without his dedication over the last couple of years, we would be starting from ground zero. So kudos to him and thanks for what he's done. Which leads me into the team at Central Illinois. So it's come in with me and 2 buddies who happen to be brothers. The kind of Chris Van Spankeren, who's kind of the point person for our tour, has played in multiple USGA events, and he understands the tournament and how they should be ran. Then on the other side, we have Mike Van Spankeren, his brother. No need to say, he's a little brother, so he's always following the footsteps. But he in himself is an avid golfer and loves to compete. So we're joining this tour. Myself, I've been playing golf since itty bitty, and love competing against other people to see my skills and see where we're at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like we said before, Central Illinois is my home. It's my backyard. I grew up here, know the golf course as well. Why don't you talk a little bit through the schedule? Some of the courses you've thrown on the schedule that have really impressed me. I love the opener at Eagle Creek. I know a lot of people that may not be from, the downstate part of Central Illinois, or if you're in St. Louis or Chicago, Eagle Creek, I've never heard of that. Layout wise, I'll be honest, it's in the top 3 in Central Illinois for me, hands down. They've hosted Big Ten tournaments. They've hosted huge junior events, huge collegiate events. Really, really great golf course down on Lake Shelbyville that not a lot of people necessarily know about, but certainly a gem that our members are going to love. So why don't you start there and then walk us through a little bit of the rest of the schedule?
Yeah. So we're going to start off here at our hidden nestled event there in Eagle Creek. And then we're going to move up to our furthest north tournament, which is a very wooded elevation changes at Seneca Oaks Ridge. Then we back that Monday, we're heading back to Country Club from a referral from one of our tour members. Can't wait to visit that place. Haven't been there yet. Then we got an Old
really
Faithful. Good. We got an Old Faithful back in the town of Normal. We're visiting Ironwood, that link style. The wind's going to be gusty. It's in summer. It's going to be hot. It's going to be fast. So that's Ironwood. And then we get to our first elevated event at the recently renovated Atkins Golf Club at U of I. Boy, this one's going to be a doozy for people.
Have you played it since they renovated it? Dude, it's so good. Phil, it's really good.
We talk about a major championship course. This could be right there.
It's really good. I don't necessarily want to play it from the tips because they made the tips like 7,900 yards now, but
they got a piece to those U of I golfers who are top ranked in the country. Shout out to the U of I teams.
See, that's why we have him on here. Phil's a Michigan fan. So Phil's been talking crap for like the last 4 months because let's just say our football team is not good. But it's basketball season and then golf season. And we're good at both of those things and better than Michigan. So there you go, Phil. Sorry, Nick, go ahead. I just had to point that out that Phil's a Michigan fan and it's now basketball season.
Yeah, we got a chance there. So then we go to the Rail Golf Club. I'm not real too familiar with it, but they've hosted quite some events there.
Used to host the LPGA State Farm Classic.
Yeah,
back in the day.
So that's going to be a great one. And then we come to smack dab in our backyard, Wybring Golf Club, the home of the Redbirds, the ISU Redbirds. That course is it plays tough. It's a shorter course, for the most part, but it's tight, and you got to put them where they need to go.
Sneaky good. I mean, they have U.S. Amateur qualifying there every year, and it's never low.
No.
To get out. So yeah, no, another great one. Sorry,
they get the rough growing a little bit, and it becomes pretty fun. Pretty hard to find your ball when you're a foot off the fairway. Which leads us probably to our largest event this summer, and that's a 2-day event that we're hosting in the Peoria area. The first day, we're going to Metamora Fields, followed by Weaver Ridge for a 2-day event. Two of Central Illinois' premier courses here for a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. We're working on hotels.
What's the date on that?
That is July 20 and 21st.
Perfect. I don't know if we have an event that weekend or not, but that's a good event. So I'll put my stamp of approval on that. If you come up to Central Illinois for that, you will not be disappointed. So 2 really, really good golf.
And like I said, we're working on some extracurriculars as well to go along with the 2-day stay.
Nice.
So after we roll from the event, we're down to a backyard event for here, Matt. He's at a country club at Decatur. We can't miss that one. The ball's
It's
just
always a
lays,
barbecue at our house too.
the ball lays so perfect in the fairway every time. It's like hitting off a flush pillow.
Man,
Then we
Nick,
got
Nick the Pro's gonna love you for saying that.
then we got Piper Glen Golf Course, which is down in Springfield. They're super excited to host. They've been looking for some action in the stroke play amateur, so we're looking to partner with them and host a great event as our season finale points tournament, which then leads us to the final event at the Den at Fox Creek, an Arnold Palmer signature course.
Yeah, really good schedule. A lot of great events at each of those places. It's funny, the only golf course I haven't spent a ton of time at is Seneca's Oak Ridge, so I'm hoping I can make it up to that event to run through the rest. But great schedule. Anytime you come up, you're not going to be disappointed in any of those golf courses. And I especially like the Mattoon Country Club, another one that not a lot of people know about, but is really good. You're going to get lightning fast greens, a really cool, unique layout. It's a big time risk reward golf course, and just a good time to come to Central Illinois. And there's a lot of chapters close to travel. If you're in Iowa coming in, it's not bad. Indiana coming over, Chicago coming down, St. Louis coming up. I know we've got a good contingent of guys that come up from St. Louis, because when I started APT, we always kept a couple events in Central Illinois, just to keep them close to home for Chris and myself. And so, I know a lot of our members love coming up to Central Illinois, but yeah, I mean, it's
that's what's beautiful. That's what's beautiful about having so many chapters across the country is you're a few hours away from playing courses 2, 3, 4 hours away that are 4 and 5 star courses. So shout out to the tour. I've only been on the tour for a year. I started last year. We've only had it a couple of years here in the Central Illinois. So, I'm ready to help grow Central Illinois to, the tour of Illinois, and let's keep this going.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, last week we started with this, so I'm going to let you go first, because I get to spend more time with these guys because they come hang out with me, because we're only about an hour away. So they're pretty close to home base. And so, rookie tour owners, what kind of advice you want to give these guys?
Well, again, the first thing is, you do have a team of 3 that you talked about, which is good. It's not a one-man job. That's the first thing I explained to all the rookie owners coming in. You build a team that you can trust, and you can count on. That's just on the local side. The thing that you now have is you now have access to 40 other chapter owners across the country that you can rely on for advice. Not only with us at the home office, but your neighboring chapter owners. You can be working with Rich Cheslowski in Chicago, Shannon in Indianapolis, right? Of course, Matt down in St. Louis. So, you got a lot of resources. And the big thing for us is what we tell everybody is, as you build your membership up, the talk will spread, and it'll just keep on snowballing from that perspective. And then, you go from 20-man events to 40-man events to 60 to 80 to Matt, like him, I don't know, 120, 140 events. Then you realize you got to get a bigger team than just 3. But again, success breeds success. So that's the big thing. Just for me, is just utilize the resources you have, market the heck out of it, promote your golf courses, work very closely with your golf courses. Keep the communication lines open with your golf courses. The more that you do with your golf courses, the more that they're informed of what you're doing, the more they're going to appreciate what you bring to their course. Those are the big things for me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll just jump in and say this, as being someone in Central Illinois that grew up playing in golf tournaments and, having all the opportunities that were here 15 years ago in Central Illinois that don't exist anymore. I think there's a lot of golfers that are hungry as we establish a relationship. I'd say just continue, you guys, do what you're doing, and show the passion, show the hard work, and people always appreciate effort. I think that's a big thing, and building relationships and giving people, people that play golf tournaments and play on our tour, they want a community, right? And so you're creating something new in Central Illinois that's awesome. And we wish you nothing but the best, and we appreciate you coming on tonight. Obviously, we'll have you back. I know Chris and I are going to make it to as many events as we can with it being in our backyard, and so we're looking forward to it. But stay tuned. We've got a commercial from Blue Tees, and then we've got a special member joining us tonight. So stay tuned.
What up, guys? My name's George Gankis. I'm a PGA Tour coach out of Westlake, California. I teach all sorts of players. I got PGA Tour players such as Matthew Wolff, Sung Kang, many others. There's nothing more I trust than Blue Tees when I'm trying to hit that yardage. It all starts with knowing your distance.
So, Phil, good segment. Excited to have Nick and Chris and Mike on in Central Illinois. It's been fun getting to know them over the last couple months and getting to spend some time. It's kind of weird because a lot of times in our job, we spend so much time on Microsoft Teams. So, like, for those watching, people watching, this is how we interact with our chapter owners 90% of the time, which drives me crazy. So it's fun because I get to hang out with them. I'm like, hey, guys, when you guys want to get together for lunch, let's go have lunch and hang out and just check in and see how things are going. That's a huge plus for those guys. But I will tell you, the passion and fire that they have to get Central Illinois is second to none. I can't wait to see, when they get that first whiff of the success of their hard work. I just think it's going to multiply beyond. So before we bring in our member, I had a couple questions in the chat I thought we would answer real quick.
Yeah.
So I'll start first. Chris was wanting to know about schedules. When are all the schedules going to be posted in the app? Best way to answer that question, Chris, is kind of varies chapter to chapter. A lot of us are waiting on getting pricing from golf courses in early January. So I would assume by the middle of January that everything's pretty much going to be locked in, I would think. In most markets, there's the overachievers like Larry Lee that had his schedule done 6 months ago. But most of us, myself included, are waiting. Some boards meet to settle pricing in December, and we're just waiting to hear. And so that should be, I would say, by the middle of January. And as far as majors, all the majors are announced for the 2024 season. However, we do have some fall majors. So stay tuned for those. There's going to be, I think, 3, maybe 4. 3, 4. I don't know. I'm not doing the schedule. Jody's doing the schedule.
Yeah.
I will tell you, he booked 2 majors today that I was like, for 2024 or 2025. So very, very good stuff. If you're mad about them, I don't even know if I want to talk to you anymore. I'm just going to say it. They're that good. So that was question number 2. There was one other question. I had to do it just for you, Phil. Phil doesn't even know.
I don't even know. That's what's concerning me.
I tried to call you today when I was on the phone with Jody, and you were in a meeting, so you missed out. Chris Dens is asking about French Lick. We'll talk about it later tonight. Sunday money tournament. Will there be a Saturday pre-event? Yes, it is on the Indianapolis schedule. It's at Sultan's Run. I don't know if he's got it posted yet. I'll have to look. I haven't looked. But it opens up January 1st for priority exemption players, January 15th for all members, and there's only 100 spots, and we will not expand the field after that. So if you want to go to French Lick, you want to jump on it quickly because we've probably had more emails about that tournament than any other tournament this year, which is awesome. But all that being said, it is time to welcome someone who's become a really good friend. This is why I love traveling around the country, playing in different chapters, is you get to meet some really cool people. And this guy certainly falls into that category. I first met him, really early on. We were out. I came to a Phoenix event in I forget where we were at, somewhere south of town. Really, really good golf course. We had a blast. But we've been friends ever since. So please welcome my good friend, Mr. El Makino Mancha. What's
Hey
going
Matt,
on, bud?
hey everybody, how we doing?
Good.
So, but I know you're a huge supporter
Yeah.
of Folds of Honor,
Oh yeah, yeah.
military veteran, which, by the way, thank you for your service. It's an awesome thing, and you got to take in probably it's not even probably my favorite moment on the APT because you were on stage with us as we presented the checks.
Yep.
You got to
It
witness
was.
the craziness
Yeah,
unfold, and so
greatness.
it was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
100%. I was actually, when I got the call, Matt, I got to tell you, it was an honor to be considered for that, and it's near and dear to my heart. We can talk more about that in just a moment, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, this week I talked to Sarah. So Sarah, you got to meet Sarah at the night. Sarah Bush is our contact with Folds of Honor. She's absolutely fantastic. We've got a press release that's going to go out right after Christmas, so we'll talk about it here first. But we were able to raise, as a tour in 2023, $100,000, which is awesome. And that really didn't hit me until we settled up the books this week, and I wrote them a check for like $52,000, which was really freaking cool based on all the efforts. And what I wanted to say, and Phil, I'll bring you into this a little bit because I know you guys in Charlotte did a lot week in and week out. When you look at how we got there, there were so many $100 this tournament, $100 this tournament, $100 here. And it adds up to where we're literally going to provide 20 life-changing scholarships through that. So, Phil, I'll let you jump in and talk about some of the efforts on the local level.
Yeah, I mean, again, having a charity that we support at a tour level that I say aligns with most people's beliefs, whatever, and their desires, whatever, to help out is a great thing. My members here in Charlotte, or the guys that are coming to my events in Charlotte, we run a 50-50 draw every tournament. 50% of the proceeds goes to Folds of Honor, and then 50% back to the winner. We were able to raise a little bit over 3,800, I think it was, on a local level. Just in I think it was like we have like 12, 13 events last year. So that was phenomenal. The support that we received from our players locally. I do want to shout out to Terry Bolenbecker on my tour. Terry does he's probably the biggest supporter every tournament. Again, he's just somebody that donates. I won't say donates, but he's trying to win the 50-50 every week, whatever, and buys a majority number of the tickets that go in there. Again, but he's not the only one. But I mean, again, he's the biggest supporter that I have here in Charlotte. I'd say the money's going to a great cause, great organization. Again, we had the chance to, or at least I had the chance to meet Dan, Captain, or Mr. Rooney,
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel. Thank you,
Noonan.
Noonan. That's right. Yeah, his call sign. Down in Florida last year. Great honor there. So looking forward to, again, all the stuff that we're going to do this year with them as well. I just hope, again, with the support and charitable efforts that we have this year, that we'll exceed that $100,000 goal that we had last year. Well, actually, our goal was only, what was it, 75,000 last year?
Yeah, I think it started at 60, and then I made it 75, so it'd be like somewhat close.
Yeah.
And then the speaker happened at Folds, and we raised 16 in like the last 4 minutes.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that was crazy. Again, and we didn't have a lot of people there. I mean, we had a lot of people there, but we didn't have like the majority of our championship players there. If we did, I'm sure we would have probably doubled that. So
well, and Joylee's just such a great lady. I don't want to say it's a great story because it's not a great story anyways, but how she's turned a tragedy into something so wonderful for so many other people. Is truly, it takes a lot of courage to tell your story all the time like she does. And for those that, don't know what we're talking about, didn't have a chance to be there and hear her speak, you can search on Folds of Honor's website. You can search Shirley, her story and her videos up there. But the one thing I want to point out anytime we talk about Folds of Honor, we're in a time where transparency is really important. And Folds of Honor just received the highest award a charity can get, and 4 out of 4 stars with Charity Navigator, with 92% of every dollar raised going straight to scholarships, which is unheard of. And just so really, really cool. But Rob, why don't we talk a little bit about how members can get involved? I know we were talking before about the Folds of Honor partner membership and kind of what that entails and what it means to you.
So let me just start by saying this, everything. So I want to make sure I'm clear about that. It means a great deal to me. And I'll tell you why. Because in my lifetime, I'll never be able to do enough for our service members and what they've gone through and their families. Folds of Honor is and like you just said, Matt, it's a tremendous organization. And I'm proud to be part of this organization that is partnered with them. So I'll say that. In terms of the membership, I was actually an early bird, so I was ahead of that.
Right.
But I did reach out to Rich, who it has been an amazing blessing. By the way, everybody in the Phoenix area, this is the guy you want to join up with. He's accessible. He's a fun guy to be around the 19th. We can talk about that at the 19th for a cool beverage and maybe a cigar. I don't know. Just saying.
Rich never enjoys a cigar. I don't know.
Yeah, ever. Yeah. And I consider him a friend, like you, Matt, and the people that I've met in this organization. It's a great, great organization. Rich is the type of friend who's inspired me to become involved with this organization from the outside. I don't have to be in it, but I can be involved on the outside, and I am. And especially with the Folds of Honor situation, talk about more of that in just a second. But I want to do what I can for Rich because he's that kind of friend, and he's a good guy. So in terms of becoming involved, absolutely, for the value and for what it means and represents, I encourage all the Phoenix chapter members, go back in, and every member across the country, go back in if you were an early bird and join on the Folds of Honor membership. So it's possible. Follow the link, and maybe Matt, you can maybe expand on that.
Yeah. But, absolutely. The easiest way to do it, if you're not sure about how to do it, is just to email Allie. The easiest way to get a hold of her is support@aptgolf.org. She processes a ton of those. We'll be happy to walk you through it. And to explain to everybody the Folds of Honor partner membership. So the regular membership's $125. We'll be announcing the member benefits next week, which are going to be awesome, better than we've ever had before. But the Folds of Honor partnership is $200, and the only difference is we take $75 of that, and it goes directly to Folds of Honor. So it's just a chance to make a donation, be part of something bigger in the community, and to come together and make a big impact, which has been really cool. And for that, there's going to be some special opportunities throughout the year as we come up with different things. I know people enjoyed the Folds of Honor VIP lounge at the North American Championship this year or last year. It's last year now. It's kind of scary. We're going to do something a little bit more fun this year, I think. I've got some things in the works there, not to tease it. And then you get 30% off anything in the APT Pro Shop. I mean, so if you've got any gear or anything like that you're looking, I know Manchu was talking about getting those 2 unders. They're 30% off for you as a full partner member, man, anytime.
Yeah.
So
Christmas time, let's go.
And it's just one of those things. And so easiest way, email support@aptgolf.org. It won't be confusing that way, and just say, hey, I'd like to upgrade my membership to a Folds of Honor partner membership, and we'd be happy to help with that. We keep track of it. If anybody's out there like worried about transparency, anything like that, please email us. I will be happy to share you the spreadsheet, and I will show you where every penny of that $100,000 came from, and when it went to Folds, and you can see the check stub if you want to. We will keep full transparency on that. We're super proud to, it's just a big number. It's just a big.
Yeah, that is a big.
It's a big number, and I've got to tell a story. And you were on stage, so why don't you tell me? I'm curious, I guess, before we get there, what, from your perspective, walk me through that like 10-minute deal that it still blows my mind when we talk about it. He's getting the hat back on. There we go.
So it was, and it's hard to say because I got to tell you, the national event was everything I could think of in that moment. It was a great, great venue. I loved all 3 days, all the events that were part of that. But in that moment, when we got to do the check presentation, my mind was racing as I thought about all of my friends, all of the veterans that I've known, had relationships with, and those I only know their stories. And I thought, man, oh man, what a great moment in my life to be on this stage and part of this ceremony to honor all of those heroes. I am an unapologetic patriot. I love this country, and I love our service members. And like I said, I don't believe I'll be able to do all that I want to in my lifetime for them and for this cause. So that's what that experience and that moment meant and means to me today.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And, it was interesting because, obviously I'm setting this up, right, and talking to Sarah. And, I first met Jurley at the PGA show last year. Myself, Captain Rick Knepp, Don Hamblett, and Jake Engelbrake represent the APT. We did a 100-hole marathon, raised $10,000 as a team for that day, and we each played 100 holes. And halfway through, they kind of stopped us all. We came back to hear her speak, and it was just a small group of us. There's only 25 people playing, right, and a couple staff members. And so we're just sitting around talking, and she was there all day giving us snacks, and I had no idea who she was. And all of a sudden she starts speaking, telling this story, and I was wrecked. Jake and I were talking. We played probably the next 10 holes and didn't say a word to each other, just because we're sitting there and just the heaviness of the sacrifice she made. And then, we went a couple nights later, Phil joined us. We went to the Folds of Honor reception that they do for all the PGA members down there. A super, super cool night. And she spoke again, and I was wrecked again. So when we asked her to come to Myrtle Beach, I knew where my head was going to be at, because just spending time with her, and what hit me is spending so much time with her and not realizing, and that's the part that I think is the hardest, is I first saw her as I thought she was Folds of Honor staff, right? And so I had no idea what she had been through. And then to hear it, realizing just so much more the weight that people carry that you don't know about, right? And so we have some great, our membership we have the greatest members in the world, hands down. I just not trying to be offensive to anybody else. I'm just saying I will take our group of members all day long, every day, and not think twice about it. And so we'd had a gentleman step up and offer a $2,500 check. And he was going to match it the whole night to raise some additional funds. And she starts speaking, and I had kind of punked Jody a little bit because I knew what was going to happen. I was like, hey, she's going to speak, then you need to go up and talk. Because I was like, I need a couple minutes, so I'm going to make Jody, which he literally looked at me halfway through and he's like, I hate you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. But we had a member come up and just whisper in my ear and said, hey, I'm going to donate I'm going to match another 2,000 if you'll reopen it. And I looked and I said, well, if you'll do that, the tour is going to do that. And as soon as we open it up, and you remember this, I'm still overwhelmed by the members we had that came up, and it wasn't just like donating money. It was that they were looking her in the eye and saying, your husband will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
And like just the powerfulness and the generosity of our members, like it's just what APT is about, man. And that's the coolest thing, the family. And and that's why I love bringing you on, because every time I go out west, I'm trying to look you up and find out what you're doing, and looking forward to catching up with you. And it's not just you. I mean, it's anywhere we go. We just have great people and a great community, and it's so humbling to be a part of. To be honest, and I'm not trying to get all in the feels, but it's a very humbling thing for me, and I'm blessed to know you, man. Like it's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, likewise, brother. Likewise, yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody real quick? Obviously, I was going to ask you jokingly what you thought about Rich, but I think everybody.
Well, I enjoyed meeting him at National.
So tell us, what event are you most looking forward to in Phoenix?
Well, let me, if I may, I'll just preface it by saying this, Matt. Rich has outdone himself. This is only his second year as director, and because you know what last year was, he smoked it. He literally smoked it. And one thing I said, and I said it to Rich, and I said it to you at Nationals, I said, after playing those courses out in the deep South,
right?
When are we coming out west, Matt? When are we coming out west? And lo and behold, you know what's on my schedule, right? And that's
why don't you tell everybody about what's on your
schedule? So what's on my
schedule? That event.
First of all, 22 events in the Phoenix chapter that are all over this state and a couple out of state, right? Which I enjoy the heck out of. But among those that I'm most excited about is this deal in Scottsdale. It is a national event, and we're coming out west. So by the way, everybody on here tonight that's on the west side, we need to represent, because we're going to do this and do it right so that we can get some more events out in the west and show them what West Coast and the west side venues look like, right? Bring them out to the desert. I'll show you my house.
Well, Kierland is so good.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, we joke, and we're going to have to actually sell the actual golf course, because right now we've just told people this is where Chris hit the shot at the Bachelor Party Scramble that everybody in the members group loved. But the golf course is top notch. It's so good.
People that don't understand Arizona golf, I will say this, right? And this is an invitation to the people in the West, okay? Invitation. I'm from SoCal, born and raised, right? So a big area of golf is Palm Springs, okay? When I moved to Arizona in 2003, I walked out and I looked at the lay of the land, the courses available, and I said, my gosh, this is Palm Springs on steroids. It is some of the most beautiful, rich, historical courses here. And that one in particular is a great venue. I can't wait to be there. And yeah, I'm going to be the guy who's at the practice rounds before any of those Easterns, Southerns, Northeasterns, Midwests, including you, get out here. So yeah, that's on.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is our commitment to the West. Now, Chris might kill me because I'm committed to him now. But we're driving out there straight from Bedford. We're going to be like movers that week. So we're going to literally go play Bedford, and then we're going to start driving our way to Phoenix. So, Phil, I'm just saying, man, if you want to jump in the truck.
No, I have an event the next weekend myself. So.
I mean, it's not that far. It's only like 31 hours. So we'll stop at a couple interesting places. Like we've got it mapped out. It's actually a really fun drive. Chris and I really enjoy heading out west. Love actually getting off of 40 early to cut through Phoenix, through New Mexico, through the Indian reservations. Yeah. That's one of the most beautiful drives in the country. You cannot beat it. You come up through, you pass, what's the golf course in Payson?
Oh,
the Rim.
The Rim. Yeah, we played there last year. Yeah.
Such a good track.
It's insane. It's insane. Don't walk it. Oh, Phil knows.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
well, I will tell you, Rich just texted me.
Uh-oh.
There's a little surprise.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. Little pre-event coming. It's going to be really good. So I got to tease that a little bit. It's been a busy week for us in the office. We've been getting a lot of stuff done.
And by the way, if I may say
Go ahead.
this real quick, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but that event is the Cinco de Mayo event. And there may not be a better time to be in Arizona than that month. And that's early May. I'm sorry, May 4th and 5th. So, but in the mark your calendars, get here, let's fill it up. We'll leave a couple of spots for everybody east of Texas.
Nice.
Let's do this.
And we've got early tea times,
Yeah.
which
Well,
early
May's not that time. May is still a great time of the year. Early May. I mean, last year I think we might have had a half dozen triple-digit days in the whole month of May. So early May,
Right.
we're still down in the numbers. So great time.
And
to be in Arizona.
90 for those of you that live east of the Mississippi is like 77 here. It's very comfortable. Like it really doesn't get uncomfortable in Phoenix until it's like 107, 108. Like 100 can be very comfortable.
Yeah, it literally is. It's a dry heat. Haven't you heard?
It's dry heat. There's no humidity. It's not bad at all.
1%.
Yeah, but I will tell you, and you guys heard it here first. So we'll probably tease it in an email or whatever. But next week's live is one you do not want to miss. So had a meeting with a presenting sponsor today.
Uh-oh.
Here he goes again, starting to tease things again.
I'm just saying, if the meeting hadn't ended at like 3:00, we'd probably be announcing it tonight. I just don't have enough time to put it all together yet. So next week, that's going to be good. But locked in all the member benefits for the APT. I'll tell you, it's over $125 value, which is almost double of what it was last year. So we're really excited about that. Membership numbers so far are at a record pace. So don't think because we're not the ones posting a number on Facebook because we're not doing well. We're just focused on continuing to grow. Right, Phil?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So surprise. I don't know, Phil, what else we got? Chris says take it to break.
Yep.
You guys
Before
think
the
of
break,
that?
1 minute, 30 seconds. I just
Go for
want
it.
teaser for you both. Okay. I'm going to say it out loud now, but I'm working on something and it will be big. And I'm hoping for a late Q1 announcement. Of course, it'll run through you guys, right? I've got plans. And you can hold me to it.
Nice.
It has to do with Folds of Honor.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay.
Might have to talk to you offline. That'd be interesting.
Heard it for the first time right now.
We're going to 2 under, buddy, for the commercial. That's what we're doing. I need to hear about the Joey pouch.
Two under. Quality fabrics, no roll waistband, Joey pouch, elevate and separate, no chafing. What more could you ask for?
So here's the thing. I was talking to Jack Curry today. I always talk to Jack. I freaking love Jack. Jack's my boy. As much as you get. He calls me his third son. So that makes him my second dad, and I'm good with it. But you have a good pair of underwear when a couple things happen. Number one is comfort, right? Which 2 under is unmatched. But the second is when your wife makes fun of you because your underwear are colorful and fun with patterns, like that's just a good thing. Just saying. Phil, it's true.
Yeah, no. That's all I got in my dresser now.
Literally, so Jack, I was talking about this a little bit last week. I'll bring it back for those that don't know. And by the way, APT members get 20% off 2under.com all the time. all you got to do is put in the code APT20 and go to town because they've got some great stuff. But the spring collection for 2 Under is going to be good when we get the obligatory email from Jack, which he always CCs us on. Hey, let's set up a time at the PGA show, sends it to all of his customers. We're going to be down there. Let's get an order in for the spring. Sends the catalog, right? And when my wife looks at the catalog and goes, gosh, dang it, you're going to buy 30 pairs of these. The catalog's good. I go, what do you mean? She goes, these are all really fun and you're going to love every single one of them. And I was like, well, I have a problem. So Christian is
Christian.
I have a great comeback to that, but I can't say it because we're on the air. So, yeah, Phil, you got to take over. I got to shut up for a second.
Well, no, maybe it's a good segue, or whatever. But as Robert was talking about the majors coming west, whatever, the Cinco de Mayo is the second major of the year out west. The first major is in February.
I know. I got to try to talk Rob into this one because, Borrego Springs, man, Rams Hill. Have you ever been there?
No, and I'm going to tell you something you're not aware of, Rich is, but I just had surgery last week.
Oh.
And that's the only reason I'm not going to Rams Hill.
Gotcha.
I will be out of commission until February. So, hey, Phoenix chapter, do what you got to do, but I'm coming. So.
It's a bummer to hear that, but
yeah.
Best wishes on a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, Rams Hill.
I know the course.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's one of those it is the 2024 Bedford Springs, and by I mean that the first year struggled to get people there because I've not heard of that place. It is a better golf course than anything you see on TV, maybe short of Augusta. So good. So good. You have so much fun. It's a good spot. February 17th and 18th. The one thing that everybody needs to pay attention to, rooming is included in the price. That's the key. So keep in mind most of the tournaments that you run to, a major, let's call it $500, right, for premium course. Which Rams Hill is beyond a premium course. It's really, really good. But then you're paying $150 to $200 a night for a hotel room. So just keep that in mind. The double occupancy rate, $799, includes all your golf, all that. They're giving a special practice round rate on Friday when you get in. It's going to be a great time. Limited field. It's going to be courses primo. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to get to play that one, which I'm excited. It's one of my favorite places to go to. So can't wait to get there and gamble with Phil and take a little bit of money off him, even though I'm going to have to give him way too many shots.
Lots of shots.
So, but Rams Hill, great spot. Last thing I want to talk about, we're going to go off script for a minute with Scare Chris. I want to talk a little bit, Phil. I'll let you start. Local Player of the Year race against National Player of the Year race. I think it's something that's important to talk about. While we're doing that, I'm going to pull up the National Player of the Year race so I don't screw it up. So you talk about the local.
Yeah, the Local Player of the Year race, again, very similar. Actually, it's exactly the same as what we had last year. Again, we encourage everybody to play, not only their own chapter, but travel to other chapters. So when we are looking at the Local Player of the Year race, we are taking your best 8 local events, your best 2 elevated events, and your local final. Okay. And again, that's key. It's your local final, not somebody else's local final. So again, you have to get the points from your local final to accumulate for your Local Player of the Year. Okay. So it's 11 events in total. So if you happen to see somebody with a point total of 12, we got a problem with something and we'll fix it up. It's happened in the past and we'll quickly fix it up. But if you're looking at your Local Player of the Year race and you're looking at your points and you don't see the asterisk beside certain events, it's probably because you've went past the number of elevated events or local events that you're allowed to accumulate points for. So if your first 8 events, local events, you had a couple top fives and the rest, below, top fives, you continue to keep playing. And what we do is we just keep replacing your worst events with better events. Okay. So if you scored 50 points at one event and the next event, you go out and you score 150 points, that'll replace the lowest one in your total. Okay. So again, we encourage people to keep out there and playing it. And then from the national standpoint, again, we've had a little bit of confusion this year because we did change it. We're only using 2 local.
You want me to jump in since I got it up here, or are you going by?
Nope.
I
I was going off it.
We can call it now, Phil. It's the Global Golf National Player of the Year race.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the Global Golf Senior National Player of the Year race.
There you go.
So,
okay.
But here's where it comes into. So it's 2 local events, which a local event is a one-day event, any chapter you play. So a local event is a local event in St. Louis, a local event in Phoenix. It's just a local one-day event. 1 elevated event, right? So each of the chapters, I know Central Illinois tonight was talking about their different elevated events. We've got a couple in St. Louis. And then you can have up to 3 majors, which are just the events that are on the major schedule. So for those guys that are all traveling, going against 3 majors, your local finals, you got to play your local finals, and then obviously the North American Championship, or for the seniors, the Senior North American Championship.
Gotcha.
So, which we can announce the Senior North American Championship is going to be September 24th and 25th. 36-hole event. So you come play the North American Championship September 20th through 22nd, which we're getting really close to being able to announce a course rotation. But if you loved last year, Rob, I can't wait to tell you about this year. So I'm really excited. Include some of my favorite layouts from when I lived down there. I'm real excited about it. And then the senior at 2 different golf courses that are really, really good. I almost wish I was 50 so I could play in it. So
I want to remind you of that.
Phil's going to be able to play. He's got no problem playing. He's over 50. So
yeah. And Matt, don't wish for it. It comes quick enough.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So separate Senior North American Championship. So you come Friday through Sunday for the North American Championship. Remember, we've announced there's 2 final round golf courses, True Blue, Caledonia, top 100. It's going to be awesome. Take a day off on Monday. For Phil, that's going to be to ice the elbow or something. And then
I'm not playing.
Wednesday championship.
Yeah. So I'm not playing in the regular championship. So I should be well healed up from the previous tournaments, because the par 3 contest shouldn't hurt me too much. At the Aero Club, I'm pretty good there. I don't usually hurt myself.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where you're going? I didn't hurt myself at the Aero Club. We are returning back to the Aero Club. So we'll go that Wednesday night. So if you're planning on Myrtle Beach, okay, Wednesday night, we've got the par 3 under the lights. It's going to be really fun. It's a social event, 3 club tournament. Don't bring your golf bag. You might get made fun of.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody was like pushing it around with the caddy last time. I'm like, you don't need your driver. The longest hole is 100 yards. So even Steve Daniels is hitting 8-iron from there. So we're totally good.
It hurts to laugh, Matt.
So I love you, Stevie, but you deserve it. So Thursday, we're going to have a national finals preview event starting in the afternoon tee times. You can choose to play your event at either True Blue or Caledonia. So we've got a limited field of both of them. So if you want to come down and your final round is going to be at Caledonia and you want to play True Blue, you can do that. If you want to try to get in for the practice round for where your final round is going to be at Caledonia, you can pick either one of them. So we'll be running that on Thursday. We'll be announcing a host hotel for the North American Championship. Highly recommend staying in those properties. We've got a great deal, especially if you're coming with a couple people to split expenses. We're talking per person like $55 a night. That's after any resort fees, taxes, all of that. I will tell you, you want to stay in the hotel block because everything in the tournament is going to be at this site in afternoons and evenings. And if you like to, have a couple beverages, things like that, we don't want you to drive. So we're giving you a place to stay where they'll shuttle you back to your room. So there's that. So we're happy about that. What else there? But then Tuesday, Wednesday, obviously the Senior North American Championship. And
Then we pass out.
yeah, and then don't talk to me for like I am.
We planned for 25.
We planned for 20. We're actually working on 2025 for the North American Championship already.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I'll give a little.
Tease a venue change? Did you just tease a venue change?
In 2025, I will tell you this: the North American Championship won't be in Myrtle Beach.
That was a venue change. Okay. Yeah.
So for all the people that are like, I love it. Like every time we grow, like there's always just a few haters, and we love our haters. Like I'm not saying it, but like, you just want to go to Myrtle Beach every year. Like you're not going to change anymore. No, we're actually changing. Don't worry. We just haven't announced it yet, but trust me, it's going to be good.
Well, and may I say this? So everybody who did not make it to nationals this year and didn't go to Myrtle Beach, get there this year because you owe it to yourself.
And I will tell you this, since we're talking about course rotation, even if you went to Myrtle Beach this last year, every course is going to be different.
Oh yeah, I already saw that. Yeah, heard that. Anyway,
even the 5 in the rotation, all of them will be different. It's going to be an entirely different tournament, and one I'm pretty excited about. If you can't tell,
yeah.
Chris is saying he's getting scared.
Yeah, I know.
Let me put it this way, Phil. It is going to be legendary.
All right.
That a boy, Chris. That a boy. You did right.
I'm not tech savvy, but now I realize what Chris just did.
Yeah. The only way to shut him up.
I have no love. I'm not answering any other questions pertaining to the North American Championship, future or current years.
Okay.
I'm done. We're not talking about the fact that, we just locked up a presenting sponsor today. And that it's going to benefit all of our members greatly. So we're pretty excited about it. We're not going to talk about it anymore because Phil doesn't want me to.
That's right. No, let's just open it up to Q&A. Come on.
We can open up to Q&A.
Let's see. Christian, I hope I do hope that you got over your virus from last week. It was, I felt you coming down with it during the round. I hope you're feeling better now. If anybody wasn't at TPC, Christian was in my cart, and all my bad shots rubbed off on him after 4 holes. So he was posting on Facebook that he had the Van Giersdalen virus.
So, Chris, why don't you put up Chris Den's question about French Lick so we can get it answered?
No.
So, yes, it's a Sunday-Monday tournament. The Die Club only open on Mondays for events. So Sunday at the Ross, Monday at the Die. Indianapolis is hosting a great event at a golf course called Solden's Run on Saturday. We will have it on the National Major schedule, so it's easy for you to find. When it is ready, we'll get that up there. But that's going to be ran by one of our awesome new chapter owners. Not new, second-year chapter owner, Mr. Shannon Segesser. So no Panther Creek this year? I would not say that necessarily. Just keep rapid firing him, Chris.
Oh, that one you did already.
Yeah, we did that one. I did talk to Ian from American Dunes this week, so we could be up to something there. I love that dude. He's like
Good.
I love all the pros we work with, but Ian is if there was like a most interesting golf pro in America, I feel like Ian Ziska would be a finalist for sure, hands down. So Chris wants to know, where is the seniors happening? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. at one of the top 5 golf courses in Myrtle Beach? Consensus
Yeah.
top 5?
It's all right. Christian's going to be he's going to be no good because they got Bermuda greens, so he'll be screwed.
So now we do have blocks that will cover the seniors. Yes. So everybody can stay in the same. We are making sure that's the thing. So, top 5 course in Myrtle Beach, Phil, if you had to rank them, go.
Well, like I say, True Blue, Caledonia.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, Grand Dunes, Tidewater. I mean, if you can get on the Dunes Club, where they're going to be hosting the PGA event.
Yeah. Leave the privates out. That's no fun.
Oh, okay. Kings North. Did I say Polly's Plantation?
Nope, not yet. You're naming more than 5 though. So.
Oh, sorry.
You're being like me.
Well, it's funny, Matt, because when we're looking at these courses, I keep getting these things popping up on my computer. Top 10 courses, top 5 courses in Myrtle Beach, whatever. I'm going, yep, we're there. Yep, we're there. Yep, we're there. Okay, we're missing this one. Oh, yep, we're there. I mean, you look at all the national rankings for Myrtle Beach courses. I think in our national rotation, or between the senior and the regular Open Championship, we probably have, easily 5 of the 10 that are listed. Actually, our Open, I think, has got all 5 of them are listed are on their top 10.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my top 5. I mean, True Blue Caledonia, no brainer.
Yeah.
So if I had to go 5, only 5? I'm close to where you are. I'm close. I have 2 different in my top 5, just from living down there.
Yeah.
I got to go in no particular order. True Blue Caledonia, Grand Dunes, TPC.
Yeah.
And I'm biased because, I was a member there and have played a ton of rounds there, but I love the Moreland course at Legends. That's one of my favorite layouts in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. I have not played that one yet, as long as I've been down here, but I've never played that one.
Dude.
I've played Heathland. And love that course. Yeah. But again, there's not a lot of bad courses down there. But like I say, I know the ones that we've picked out for this championship are going to be players are all going to love them. They're just, oh shoot, how come I didn't get in that one? I got 3 good ones on my rotation already. So
yeah, I love Mark's question. He's being a turd from St. Louis. Because will there be a Monday event after the Annbriar Mayor? Well, I don't know what we're talking about, Phil and Annbriar, but Monday event after the Annbriar Major, yes. So if you're coming to Annbriar to St. Louis, which St. Louis is easy to get to, first week of June is kind of like the first week in May in Phoenix. Perfect weather. So we've got Annbriar, which has been it's a fan favorite in St. Louis for sure. But everybody that's coming in, I know the Nashville guys, while they got the beat down they did in the Ryder Cup, they all really loved the golf course. So that was good. See, Jody's not on here to defend himself right now, so it's kind of great. I had to take that opportunity to take that shot. So, and he's on a date with his wife tonight, which is wonderful. So they're in Nashville, so we applaud him for that. He doesn't get many times, all the guys that traveled in for the major last year, they're giving us the golf course this year for the weekend. So we can have like 180, 200 guys if we want to for the event, because we'll have the entire golf course to ourselves. So Great major, great value. It's $325. And then the Monday after, we have an early morning shotgun for those that want to pick up flights in the afternoon. So we're going to do like 7 or 7:15 shotgun at a place called Persimmon Woods Golf Club, which was rated the number 4 private in Missouri last year, which it's kind of like when you're rating the top for Robert, I'm going to interpret into Phoenix. It's like when you rank a golf course in the top 4 in Phoenix, because like you start talking about private golf courses in Missouri and you're like Bella Reeve, St. Louis Country Club, Old Warson, you know what I mean? Like Norwood Hills that we're hosting an event, like, there's 4 golf courses that have either hosted a major or Ryder Cup that are private in St. Louis, and Persimmon Woods is new. So to be beating one of them is pretty special. And so really good spot, but we're doing an early shotgun in the morning so that everybody can be done by noon. So if you want to take a 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock flight out of town, you can. So you can kind of get an extra day of golf at a really, really good golf course. So
And I'll be all healed up by then.
you'll be healed up by then.
Yes, I will.
And we'll treat you to a good time if you come down to the Lou. We'll have a good
I'm gonna
time.
hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
We'll make sure you get the right experience. I will tell you that.
Okay.
So
All right.
we know where all the fun is. But other than that, any going once, going twice for questions? Chris says we have to be done.
Okay.
But
Well, final notes, at least for
final
me.
thoughts.
Yeah, everybody that's on here, enjoy the Christmas Monday. Have a Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you, well, I guess we'll be on before the new year again. But everybody, just have a happy and Merry Christmas. Be with your families, and I'll leave it at that.
No, absolutely. I would say play well this weekend, but we don't have any events, so enjoy the 1 week with your families for sure. No, but seriously, Merry Christmas from our family to you guys. I know I speak for Allie and myself. We love doing life with all the members. You guys have become our family. Taking us in as we're traveling. I feel like it's 50 weeks out of the year. It's probably not quite as much as that, but it's always a blessing to go in a new city and spend time with you. And even, people like Aldo Rucci that are constantly ragging on me, we still love you. But Merry Christmas, Rob. It's good to see you. I really appreciate you coming on. It's looking forward to being out in Phoenix and
Absolutely. Matt,
hanging out with you.
Bill, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Travel well. Stay warm.
Absolutely. And don't miss next Thursday's live, because we'll have a lot to talk about to get the new year started off right. So Merry Christmas, have fun with your family, and put next Thursday at 7 o'clock Central on your calendar. So take care.
You can play in any chapter that you want. So you get to meet people from anywhere